done so far is just trying to mock up the step notch. I took some time, measured and remeasured, and found the center line of the axle right there. I marked it on the frame. I marked it in Sharpie because I'm going to be using it for a little while to make sure all of these are lined up correctly. So I've got them level, front to back, side to side right now. What I have to do is I need to trim a little bit so they'll set a little more flush on the frame. There, the front and back where it meets. I was doing some measuring on how low I wanted it to go, and that's why I shimmed up the level there a little bit. So it's going to come down probably a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch from there, which is fine. I have this little, if I need to go lower, I have this little piece right here that I can cut off the axle, and that'll give me another 1/2 inch of clearance if needed. I want it to get pretty close. Right now I've got like 3 to 5 inches on the front cross member, so this should give me plenty of clearance to get the frame down level. I don't think I'll be touching the frame. Right now my oil pan hangs below that front cross member, so I don't want it to go all the way to the cross member. I might even have to put a little extra reinforcement up on the cross member to help save the oil pan just in case. So I'm going to grind off, or actually I'm going to get the plasma cutter, I'm going to cut off the bottom of those legs on there so that it'll set a little more flush on the frame. It's kind of curved. Then I'll come in and I'm going to make a relief cut. I'm going to cut it here, just big enough, probably right now. I may even just take this top section out, I don't know, because I've got the frame supported front and back, so I might just cut from here all the way to here, to here. But I'll at least cut it out to where I can get this laid in here up against this outside edge of the frame rail. Then I'll re-level everything and tack it in. So far, one thing I did notice, I was real happy with the look of these step notches. But one thing I did notice is the measurements across the top are the same, but when you look at the measurement from this edge all the way to this edge, there's about a 5/8 difference, which is quite a bit. I could see an 1/8 maybe, but 5/8 difference quite a bit. So I'm not too worried about it. I think once I put the bed on and get the floor and everything, it's not something you're going to really see. I was actually thinking about leaving this center part of the bed open for now because I haven't decided how I want to do that. If I just want to bring the bed up around the step notch, or if I actually want to raise the floor with a wood floor. Those are my two options right now, but I'll figure that out later. Alright, so far I've cut and trimmed and shimmed and leveled, and I've got them sitting about where I want them. Add some shims. These gaps, once I cut this off back here, I'm going to heat this up and push it in. I wanted it level, side to side here. So I did the same over here, got a little gap there at the front. So I'll get some of this welded up, and then I will cut out that center piece. Get it all welded up, we'll do another quick video. So I was editing some video of the C-notch installation, and somewhere along the lines I misplaced some of my video. I was using an old iPad that I had, and I think that got erased or corrupt or something, I don't know. But anyway, it's missing. So I'm editing the video and I realize that I don't have everything. I do have lots of pictures, but I don't have lots of video about it. So I'm just going to kind of give you a quick rundown and then show you a bunch of pictures of the progress, and hopefully that will help. I'm happy to answer any questions. Just leave me a comment, shoot me an email, something, and I'll answer any questions I have or try to get you some other detailed pictures. So I did finish up the install of the notch. I also installed this front bridge bracing across here, and this is basically a 2x4 tube steel, and that was where I mounted my airbags to. And these brackets came with my kit, so that's an ABS kit that I bought. So I mounted those brackets to that bridge bracing. I also installed a second bridge bracing at the back of the C-notch down low, and that is where my panhard bar attaches to, and I'll show you a little closer up in a minute. I also installed the 4-link system that I was talking about in the last video. I decided not to go with the truck arms that were original to some of the C10s and C20s, and I decided to go with the 4-link setup. So it's a parallel 4-link with a panhard bar, and I'll show you that as well. But everything welded in nicely. It's nice and sturdy. I mounted my shocks just forward of the first bridge support or cross member there, and I'll show you a video or zoom in on that as well. So again, I hate that I lost that video because there was a lot of information in there, but the pictures, you can see the pictures, I'll go through them. Just shows, I did put the frame on a rotisserie. Basically, I just used 2 engine stands and made a bracket. That way I could rotate it and do some extra welding. It also helped when I painted it. I painted the frame with POR 15. Got that at my local paint shop, but I think you can order it online too. And that worked really well. And it just took time to wire wheel, scrape, get the frame really clean before I did it, and then wipe it down with a good wax and grease remover and let it dry before I sprayed it. So let me zoom in on a couple of these areas. So you can see a few of those details. So here's the lower back brace that the panhard bar attaches to over here, and then to the rear end there. And of course, this upper bridge brace that I mounted the airbags to. And the 4-link, you can see it going forward there to the frame. And I'll run through a bunch of pictures and show you lots of details in those pictures, or at least the best I can. Again, if you have any questions, hit me up with the questions.